What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Gayle show. I'm fresh off of the road in Cincinnati Open. We'll talk about that a lot today. Coach, I'll just say Ohio different.
Ohio is different, but it's actually beautiful this time of year because everywhere else is so hot. Ohio is different.
Coach, I ain't never seen this many water towers in my life, Coach.
Listen, man, Ohio, especially South Ohio, where you are in Cincinnati. Come on, man. That's when I was at Tiffin University, man. Dayton and Cincinnati, that was like New York to me, because I was in Tiffin, Ohio.
Yeah, like Coach, I saw the top water tower. It was a casino. I had to get off on exit 29 to go to Mason, Ohio, where the tournament was. And it's a casino, the Miami Valley Gaming, whatever it's called. On the left, there's a penitentiary across the street from the casino. Threw me off, Coach.
Yeah, that's a little different, ain't it, JR?
You got a casino? A penitentiary across the street from the casino?
Hey, but I tell you what, though, man, we had a young man from Cincinnati Moeller High School when I was at Tiffin, tough kid. Cincinnati is a great basketball city, JR. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and it's weird, funny because I've been coming down to Cincinnati before, but like seeing how close the Bengals bubble is to the river and the stadiums too, right next to the river.
Cool. Yeah.
So and then when it floods, I see why it floods.
Yeah.
Because it's right there on the river.
Yeah.
And but I would say is, Coach, the Bengals facility, you have to cross the street like you got to dodge cars to go to their practice field. So the Bengals are really cheap as these people. Like, you got to duck and dodge traffic to cross the street, go to the practice field. And you got no kind of protection. You was out there. People can run you over if you Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. You got to go up a coach. You got to go up a hill, coach, to go right in the bloody, you know what it. I said, yes, the Bengals are cheap, as people say they are.
Listen, I ain't touching that.
I love those things.
You have your platform, JR. I ain't touching that.
Coach, it's okay. Hey, what people saying, this is one time I was like, what people report is true.
I hope I don't get in trouble just for laughing, because all I can say is you're a funny guy, Jr. That has
Hey,
gotten me in trouble in the past, laughing at your jokes.
hey, look, or you get told to laugh on command. Like me.
Listen,
Why are you laughing? I mean, I didn't think it was. I laugh, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, coach. It's all good.
I just have the joy of the Lord in me. So excuse me for laughing at something humorous.
But it's all good, coach. And coach, I'm gonna tell you, oh man, I know the tournament was like it was cool, but I'm about the it was cool. I'm gonna get there, but I'm about the ambiance of the tournament. Look, Coach McHenry would have went crazy. It was things he would have saw. Coach,
Do tell, Jr. Do tell. Do tell. Do tell.
I'm gonna say it, Coach. Do we love ourselves? Do we love our own?
Well, let's just say that tennis is a universal sport.
See,
So there are all cultures and types that attend tennis matches.
you know, some of the people, the way they talk, remind me of somebody else who calls me with dumb stuff every day. I'm like, I got a thousand of these people talking to me. Hello, JR.
So, Jr., what did you learn in that week? What did you learn, sir?
Coach. I mean, like, first thing I learned is, man, look, I realized I knew this, but a lot of these tennis players, they sweat like crazy. And,
It's very humid and hot in the
and I mean,
summertime.
but it's like, well, I mean, but they go through so many clothes in practice, in the gym, in the this, in the that. And you want say for your match is at 4:30. You out there hitting balls at 12:30. I'm like,
You are.
well,
Yep.
so I'm thinking, I'm like, ain't you? And you in the dead of the heat and the humidity. I'm like, how is that your warm up? Because we warm up in football and basketball and baseball right before we go out there. You warm up at 12:30 for 4:30 minutes. Then we got to go there at that time. So also you have to warm up, re-warm up, and because they say if a match goes 3 hours long,
Yeah.
and you're not before whatever time, you have to
Right.
re-warm up, eat again, or rain delay throws you off. So I saw the stop and starting of the guys with the rain delays. A lot of them who are European tend to speak English to each other, not their language, of course. I know it's that too. Never Italian dude with an Australian coach or a West Country Bulgarian with a Spaniard, and I'm like, it's crazy. And then as the balls fluff up very fast, coach,
Mm.
and it slows down. The court's playing fast because it's not that much sand in the court, but the ball fluffs up very fast. And I also figured out, coach, that Europeans think we the help, coach. Like I had to say to them, I ain't the help. I ain't the help. Don't put that on me. You know what this is? No, I don't. I'm not the help. What the I help with no my forehead? I'm like, I said, I don't know what that is.
Oh man.
Every day, coach. You know what this is? I ain't the help. I said, you don't like me, but you want me to help. What?
Make that make sense.
I'm like, you don't like my kind. You probably voted for the wrong man anyway, and you want me to help you. I'm like, what is this about? I said, this ain't the plantation. I ain't helping you. I ain't got to help you. Coach. I said it out loud. Yes, I did, coach. Yes, I did. I said it out loud. I don't care. Can you throw this away for me? No. You
Oh,
can't.
wow.
Yes. I said,
Yeah.
I am not the help. Help ain't written on my forehead.
So what was their response when you made it very clear why you were there and what you were there to do.
I thought you worked here. I thought you hated. I said, no, you thought wrong. I'm here to cover the match, not direct you to dang courts and tell you what the food court is, tell you this. I don't work here. I ain't the help. I said, y'all swear I'm the dang help, and I'm not.
So it seems like they only sought you out, right? They only asked you.
Coach, they saw anybody that was of color. That's what I'll tell you, Coach. If you were
Oh
any
man.
kind of color, they thought you would have helped. I'm serious. That's
Wow.
why, Coach, that's why I do not like some resorts I go to in the Caribbean. Because the Europeans be like, can you know what this is? I work here.
It is true. That is true. That is true.
Hey, Coach, it goes back to what we talked about before, as kind of studies framework. Why is it the only Africans on that grounds that wasn't working in media were the security guards, the food service delivery people, or they were ushers, or they were custodians?
You bring up a great point because my daughter played tennis in high school. Why don't we expand our sports a little bit more? Because I think we should be playing volleyball because I think tennis and volleyball they're very, very good for you trying to, play an athletic sport like basketball and football. The fast twitch fibers you have to use with the hand-eye coordination, with the explosion. And like you said, I understand, about, tennis and hitting balls and how you have to do it in the dead of, I've been there helping my daughter in the dead of the noon day sun in South Florida. So I understand how much you have to practice. Tennis is a sport that it kind of encompasses indoor and outdoor sports. You have to practice just like basketball, where you have to get a rhythm, but you have to deal with the elements outdoors. So I feel this is a great platform to promote the sport of tennis to our communities because obviously we what Venus and Serena did, but I think we can have so much more kind of power and influence in tennis if we played it more.
Well, the
What do you think?
problem is it's a very expensive sport to play. So if you are a low income young person or socioeconomic situation not great, can't afford it unless you have a grant because these tournaments cost a lot to get entry fees, the rackets, the technology. It's I was blessed to go to the USTA program for free, but it was a free program. It wasn't like pops could afford it, mom could afford it. You know what I'm saying? I was there because it was free. USTA gave a grant, so that's something even that John McEnroe would say out of his own mouth. It's hard to get black kids in tennis because of how much it costs, especially the ones who are not of means.
I hear you, but basketball's very expensive now with AAU travel. Baseball is expensive. I feel when it comes to young people, that's what we should be banding together as communities to do. Like you said, there's grants out there and we need to start promoting, there are tennis instructors in every city. We need to start promoting, helping those, starts. If you can start young, it's better. And to me, it's an investment, because it doesn't have to leave. Everybody wants to have professional athletes in their home, but they don't understand being in those circles, being in that, in those realms can afford you opportunities to have really good jobs, to have really good opportunities to go to really good schools, whether it be prep schools or whether it be universities and colleges. So I hear you, JR, but we'll pay for what we want to pay for. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I trust me. I know that with a heartbeat. But yeah, I just know that that I went to that little store at the tournament, record called 114. A simple racket with no technology in it. Basic.
Trust me, I know. I had to buy
114,
rackets for my daughter. I know.
I was like 114 for a basic racket with no technology in it, no gut, no salon string. I'm like very basic titanium frame with 140. The price they were paying for stuff, coach. I'm like, look, I still look.
Well, let's start this, JR. Let's start a little tennis drive. I know that there are a lot of people that have tennis rackets sitting at home. we should start a tennis drive for young people and donate it to kids out there because, tennis balls, I know I walk around this campus and collect tennis balls because we use it in our skill development, our ball handling workouts. But tennis balls aren't really that expensive. It's really, like you said, the racket, and then it's the paying of tennis instructor. That's very costly,
And paying the
so,
entry fees in tournaments too.
and paying interest fees in tournaments. Correct. But that's where you will more so look for sponsorships.
Yeah, so it was like that. That was interesting to see. Coach, it's the first time I've been to a tournament where there was no burgers on the campus.
So what did you eat, JR?
Well, I don't eat burgers anyway, but it was like I was no. I ate smoked turkey sandwiches and pizza, and Skyline chili ain't that good.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Though you may not be able to cross that border into Ohio again. Be careful now. The views expressed on the Patrick Gayle show are not Patrick Gale's.
It ain't that good
Whoa.
though. I was telling you.
Whoa. Whoa. You must be back in the A to be saying that out loud, JR.
I am. I'm safely back in the safe waters. Like I said, the door was good, Coach. The oyster crackers were good. I wasn't a fan of it, and I'm like,
Well, there goes our Skyline chili sponsorship, JR.
I wouldn't want it, Coach. Hey,
Well,
I promote to my life. I can't promote to my. I'll be like, reading the read, like, yeah, sure, I don't.
Well, we open up the season in a crossover challenge in Ohio. So, Skyline Chili, hit me up. I got you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
I got you.
They had Rich's fish and chips. And you know what? How am I staying? I said, I ain't eating that. I'm not eating it. I don't want nothing that says that.
Now we talking about fish and chips. Come on, JR. Come on. You know what? I have to have a little conference with JR about food. Me being from New York, me being, Jamaican. I'm very eclectic in my food palate. So we're gonna have to talk, JR.
Like, I don't want this. In the show that was I don't even put it. The show, it was like, is this even cooked? I mean, it's like, we want to give you an Italian sauce. I think the name alone, I don't want it.
Oh man!
So the name alone is gonna be.
It goes deeper down the rabbit hole. That's a big thing in New York, JR. So you just hit Ohio, you just hit England, and then you hit New York. I mean, you on the roll right now, man.
The pizza was good though. Like the gyros, like in Atlanta, you can get what you want on it. I don't want this feta what the garbage on my dadgum meat. Hell wrong with you? I was like, what are we doing?
Hey, the sacrifice you made, JR, to put out good content. We appreciate you. You're a Renaissance man. You can cover anything.
Hey, Coach, the reels were not even done. The reels were pink too. Like I said, we know what.
Now that's a no-no though. That's a no-no. You're right. That's a no-no.
I said, I'm not eating it, but it ain't done.
That's a no-no. You should have told the server to take it back and cook it a little bit longer.
I told her I don't eat this anyway. They had kind of before you go pick the foot. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna go over here to give me a smoked turkey. Shout out to Luscious Barbecue. Your smoked turkey was on fire. I ate it every day. I would eat the other garbage they were trying to offer me. Thank you, Luscious Barbecue, for doing what you did. They had some called pig mac with pork shoulder, macaroni and cheese, and some. I said, give me a smoked turkey only. I don't want your shoulder. I don't need that. Don't need it. And Coach, they had something that threw me off. Chitlin shots, Coach. I'm like, what are we doing, Coach?
I saw that on social media, and I just kept going by that.
Tournament, Coach.
That was at the tournament?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And
Well,
the smell and that booth, you know,
I ain't touching that one, JR. I'm not
the
touching that
smell
one.
in that booth. Look at that say,
We were talking about tennis in our communities, and where did we end?
it's not scripted, people.
Where did we end up? I got to get the sales going and
Hey,
get us
yo,
back
let's
towards
just
our
say,
destination.
let's just say a friend of mine or a friend of mine did not like the chitlin stand very much either. Let's just say that
Well,
he had a awesome thing to say about that stand.
well, me being a basketball coach, let me get it back to basketball
Well,
real
I'm saying
quick.
something too, but I'm gonna tell you before you go there. Dr. Carr, thank you for what you do for me. Because there was a young brother who I met from Europe who had no idea who he was.
Shout out to Dr. Carr. Speak, JR. Speak.
Dr. Carr and everybody listening, I took him through the African constellation framework. We started off with the social structure, which he lives in, and we live in, unfortunately. The development structure, we went to ways of knowing, cultural meaning making, movement and memory, science and technology. I took him through the six framework because African constellation framework, coach. And, he did not understand who he was.
Well, JR, I'm glad you touched on that. So I'm going to ask you a question, JR. Have you ever heard of the Ethiopian Bible?
I have.
Okay. So on top of what you just said, you know how I am, and I always talk about reading the Bible, but I don't think people realize that I am very versed and very educated in the books that were somehow the most historic books of the Bible that didn't make the Bible that we know of today. So I would highly recommend that people do their research on the books that were in the Ethiopian Bible that did not make it to the Bible we know of today. And I'll
Yeah,
leave it at that.
yeah, and I had to teach my brother. I said, brother, we're the same. What do you mean we're the same, brother? We're the same. Don't get caught up in these logos. What do you mean by logos? These little flags, these artificial borders that divide us, that lets them be in control. These borders they drew up in their little secret criminal meetings that they've had over these years. They all criminals. You live in a criminal environment like I do. So, so I was like, brother, we're one. And I want you to understand that you're my brother. I don't see you as from your country or I'm from this criminal enterprise. That's actually, I have dual citizenship, buddy. That's actually I have try citizenship, actually, if you want to get technical about it. But whatever. So, and I said, so I don't get caught up in that. I don't care about no flag or no song because, brother, the song they sang was written by a slave owner. And which I don't understand why my people celebrate a stupid holiday that when our ancestors were still in chains.
Well, JR, think about it. If you don't know, if you're ignorant to who you are, there's a lot of things you're gonna do that you don't realize that's against who you are. So, the enemy, he's a master manipulator, and we have to understand that we have to do the work to educate ourselves. That's why I say shout out to Dr. Carr because he's been doing it pretty much all his life, trying to educate.
I shared with him about our moon and Ra, how they came together in spirituality. I shared with him about that. I went down that rabbit hole with him too. I even sat down with him doing it between matches. We watched a short in class with Carr. So he understands. I said, this man taught me, he can teach you. This man is very versed. I said, brother, he's like, so when you watch him, said, yes, I do. That's food for my soul. Because that speaks to what I believe in. I said, I don't care if it's in not Africa, where we are in the Caribbean, or in Europe, where unfortunately some of us are, unfortunately. One of the problems we live in now. We don't have the people trying to liberate us. We are okay with status quo that we've been conditioned to go into. And I ain't with that. I said, brother, my father raised me on reality.
When you know who you are, there's certain things you don't do, certain things that you vibrate at a different level You understand. You know what's funny? Nature knows who we are.
I told him that. I said, brother, let me help you something, brother. You don't want to. I said, I said, you said, you want to know something funny, my brother? He's like, what? I said, our ancestors back in Kemet, we didn't have all this stuff. That they developed they developed the calendar. The calendar was 10 months. They added July and August for Julius Caesar and Augustus. It was a 10-month. They have a leap year. They measured these averages, measured that back in Kemet, brother. I've been to the tombs. I've been to I've been to the temple and seen what our ancestors did. I have seen it, brother. We all come from there, and I don't care what they try to poison you with. That's what I start everything in Africa. My story begins in Kemet with my ancestors.
The sad part is no one disputes that. That's the sad part. If you talk to any anthropologist, any scientist, they will tell you no one disputes that. We're the only ones that's unfortunately disputed. That's the sad part.
Coach, like I said, let me help you, something, buddy. He told me he was Catholic. I said, that's cool. You do realize that Catholicism is very close to African spirituality. You do realize that, buddy. All the saints that they canonize and the sacraments, that's an offshoot of voodoo and African spirituality, buddy. But they call it voodoo and call it bad. Yeah. But we can't be with our ancestors and uplift them, but they can call them saints and canonize them. He said, oh, yeah. I said, Catholicism is very much an offshoot of African spirituality, buddy. And I want to tell you this. I ask yourself, why do you say amen? Where did that come from, buddy?
So you in the midst of not having good food to eat, in the midst of covering a tennis open, you out there educating people.
Yes. And I told him, I said, buddy, the Trinity, you know where the Trinity comes from? In African spirituality, 3 is very sacred. It's the real.
Very sacred. That is true.
Living, the ancestors, and the unborn, buddy. That's where the Trinity comes from. You know what the Holy Spirit is? Your ancestors who guide you through your path, buddy. I'm trying to tell you. He's like, I had no idea. And I said, it's the earth, the spirit, and the divine. That's what it is, buddy. The life is birth, death, and rebirth. That's what the 3 come from, buddy. I said a lot of what they do, they stole it from us, and from Kemet, buddy. I had no idea. That's why I said this is what the ancestor wanted me to do for you today, my brother, and meet you this week and break this down so you can go back to your country in the horrible enemy territory and tell others what I've taught you. And listen to Dr. Carr every Saturday in class with Carr. Listen to every episode. It will change your life forever. That man taught me. He would damn sure teach you. And remember that he's like, oh, hey, and coach, I told you this off there, but I'm telling you there. There was a European who had the audacity to say, oh, look, you're black, get along. They're along. Now I said, pause. Let me tell you something. We're Africans. We're brothers. We're governance. You know what I'm saying? That's with us. We don't talk about the deal. The social structure. He said, we're governance. What do you mean? Never mind what he just said. What he told you was that we are brothers. We're brothers. We're African brothers. Unfortunately, some by his family migrated to your horrible country. And unfortunately, your ancestors stole my ancestors and criminally brought us this criminal problem living now. And by the way, ma'am, I'm not an American. I'm something else, dummy. Well, where are you from? Don't worry about it. You European devil. So you all close. Talk to each other. Really? That's African studies for you 101. Like that.
You just dropped the mic. Well, here's the problem, JR. The problem is, and that was great education, but the problem is how can I say this? I'm going to say it in a positive way. So I'm going to big up Coach Eric Martin, South Carolina State, did a tremendous job. Does not get enough recognition for the job he's done. And there are many other coaches, Johnny Dawkins, UCF. The reason why I'm saying it is because we publicly support each other, but when it matters the most, in the Bible, it says, go to that secret place and worship at your altar. So we publicly will support each other as coaches, but privately, we kind of do everything you just said. And that allows us to not get to where we're supposed to be. And that allows for everything else to be prioritized. And a lot of us have gotten into this business to help educate our people, to make them understand that what somebody calls you, what somebody says to you is not your reality. Go understand who you are and where you come from. There's a reason why I brought up the Ethiopian Bible, and I'm sure you're going to understand what I'm about to say. There's a reason why they don't have a history of Jesus from a certain period in the most profound period. A lot of young people in that period of teenage years to young adulthood, he did a lot. And as you said, he was very, very well known in Kemet. We were never taught that. We were taught something different. So we have to stop privately going along with the system, because publicly we do a great job of togetherness but privately, I don't like him, or that guy, he's a troublemaker, or that guy, he ain't a great coach, or that guy, he ain't a great recruiter. But the guys that we're fighting privately, they make sure we got to make sure we're in the door. Privately, we fight each other and we still don't make the door. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So, Coach, for me, my week was great because I met a new brother.
Let's go.
That's what that made. I told you off there, Coach. I told you that's what's important to me this week was meeting that brother and we becoming one. I share with him Dr. Carr's teachings.
That was your purpose, JR. And if everybody would have that purpose of pouring into someone else, imagine how this world would be, because we're so worried about so many things going on. And we could, I'm going to say it again. Nature recognizes who we are. Nature will go along with us. Nature recognizes who we are. We don't recognize who we are.
Exactly. And you know what, Coach? Like I see, I've WhatsApped my man already. He's in New York now for the U.S. Open. So I said, I got denied. You got approved. Brother, more power to you.
Yes. And let's hope he stays in touch with you, and let's hope he continues to educate himself watching Dr. Carr, in class with Carr.
Yes. The African Studies framework, people. Social structure, governance, ways of knowing, moving the memory, culture, meaning making, science, technology. Those 6 things are the framework of African Studies. And I gave that class, I gave my brother, because it's in my brain, Coach. That's what I live by. You see why I said that's why I won't eat certain foods, certain names in it, Coach, because I live by that. So, yes.
You continue to do what you do, JR. You continue to practice what you practice.
And I'm glad that our country, Coach, free ourselves from the shackles of that fish and chips place. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, Coach.
But again, though, we have to come together, man. It's not just it's in the Caribbean.
The diaspora must come together.
The diaspora must come together.
The red, black, and green of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, another great man. You know what? His birthday was the other day, Coach.
Yes, I know. Oh, come on now. We would make Dr. Carr really proud. We 2 young people that can speak intelligent about something and can shut up and listen and allow each other to have a conversation, and in private do the same thing. What a concept. What a concept to have love and education, and not, I got to say this about him behind his back, but in front of him, hey, how you doing, brother?
Exactly. So,
Remember, nature knows who we are. So when you put that out there in the universe, that person, whether you believe it or not, he's gonna hear what you're saying about him privately. That's what I.
exactly.
That's one of the things I mean about saying nature knows who we are, and if we tap into nature, we can discern and we can know if someone's being genuine.
And last thing I may say, because we go from a quote from the great Malcolm X. We are not outnumbered. We're out organized. That's how I was told the show. So, folks, tune in to the next Patrick Gayle show. We'll discuss more food, more something next
JR,
show.
we may not get to this next one, man, but at least we put it out there.
Yes. Folks, for JR Coach Gayle, we are out.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Boss Man Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.